So fresh off of her national CBS interview, Marjorie Taylor Greene has decided to leverage the attention into an attack on Joe Biden. She posted a tweet with the caption, "I'll say it again, Democrats are the party of pedophiles," and included a video purporting to show Joe Biden preying on children. I obviously won't show the video, but as of this recording, that video has below 800,000 views. It turns out that that video that Marjorie Taylor Greene posted was deceptively edited, I know, shocking, and that this right here is the original video.
Hey, what's your name?
Owen, this is my son, Braden.
Hey, Braden, how are you, man?
We're here because he stutters and we wanted to hear you speak.
Oh, man, come on. Hey, I tell you what, don't let it define you. You are smart as hell. You really are. You can do that. Can I get a phone number for you and I can tell you what I used to do and how I would do it? Can you take his phone? Because there's about 25 stutterers I continue to work with. And I can tell you the things that help me. I know, by the way, the hardest thing is talking on the telephone. So I don't expect you to be able to. But when I stuttered, I used to talk like this. And it took a lot of practice, but I promise you you can do it. I promise you. And don't let it define you. You're handsome, you're smart, you're a good guy. I really mean it. Don't let it define you. And you know when I say I know about bullies, you know about bullies. The kids who make fun, it's going to change, honey, I promise you.
And that video, as part of my fact check on Twitter, already surged past 1 million views and will soon have double the number of views that Greene's manipulated video has. Meaning that in her desperation to portray Biden as a predator, all she did was draw attention to one of the most caring moments of Biden's presidency. That video wouldn't have gotten viewed at all had it not been for Greene's desperation to portray him as something that he's not. Which, by the way, is not to say that her posting that video is a good thing, because by no means is that a good thing. There will be a lot of people who never see the fact check at all, and they walk away from this whole thing thinking, again, mistakenly, that Biden is something that he's not. And at the end of the day, that is the point of right-wing media, to traffic in disinformation. They don't care if they get caught lying, because the point isn't the truth, the point is the narrative. It is manipulating their own audience. And they're largely successful at doing it because they know that having sowed enough distrust in mainstream media, their supporters aren't turning to other news outlets. And so Republicans can pepper their supporters with all the lies that they want, knowing full well that the truth will never reach the people who need to hear it most. All because the politicians and media personalities view their audience as nothing more than marks. And as far as the mainstream media goes, they don't always do themselves any favors either. Here's a clip from the interview that I referenced before, where CBS's Leslie Stahl sat down with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
The Democrats are a party of pedophiles.
I would definitely say so. They support grooming children.
They are not pedophiles. Why would you say that?
Democrats support, even Joe Biden, the president himself, supports children being sexualized and having transgender surgeries. Sexualizing children is what pedophiles do to children.
Wow. Okay, but my question really is, can't you fight for what you believe in without all that name-calling and without the personal attacks?
Well, I would ask the same question to the other side, because all they've done is call me names and insult me nonstop since I've been here, Leslie. They call me racist. They call me anti-Semitic, which is not true. I'm not calling anyone names. I'm calling out the truth, basically.
Pedophile?
Pedophile, call it what it is.
And look, I'm not here to beat up on Leslie Stahl, but wow, okay is simply not an adequate refutation for someone who just claimed, with zero evidence, that the Democrats are the party of pedophiles on national television. If you're not prepared to hold her feet to the fire for her lies, then don't give her a platform from which those lies could be spewed. The fact is that these Republicans, like Greene, know how easy it is to game the refs in this country. They know that the media will tiptoe around any potential fact checks, because if they're too hard on Republicans, then they'll be labeled the liberal media, and as we all know, nothing could possibly be worse. And so they'll overcompensate by constantly giving lying Republicans the benefit of the doubt, despite them not deserving it. And even still, even with that special treatment, still Republicans call the same media fake news. In other words, Republicans get all this deference by the mainstream press, only to then turn around and shit on them anyway. You would think that the media would learn by the millionth time that that's what happens. You would think. And finally, just to address a concern here, I want to very quickly touch on the issue of platforming someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene, because she very clearly wants the attention, and yet here I am giving her exactly what she wants in the attention. And I apologize if you've heard me say this before, but I think that it's a point worth repeating here. I've spent a good deal of time thinking about the cost-benefit of giving someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene a platform. But it comes down to this. This is a woman who has 29% support in this country. You would be hard-pressed to find a less popular politician in the United States. If that is who Republicans have decided to make the face of their party, then far be it from me to help them by hiding her. If they want to empower her and put her on committees and trot her out to high-profile events, then I will gladly broadcast to as many people as possible who the new face of the Republican Party is. I will gladly broadcast to as many people as possible who you actually empower when you cast a ballot for Republicans. I'll do my part to make sure that everyone in this country knows what the GOP has become. And will it give her the attention that she so desperately craves? Of course it will. But is there more benefit to allowing the other 71% of Americans who think that she is a lunatic to know what the modern Republican Party is? Absolutely. So if it means we lose a little to gain a lot, I think that's a price worth paying any day of the week. And let's be clear, most people look at this and do not approve of what's happening.
President Trump is joining some of the most incredible people in history being arrested today. Nelson Mandela was arrested, served time in prison. Jesus was arrested and murdered by the Roman government. There have been many people throughout history that have been arrested and persecuted by radical, corrupt governments. And it's beginning today in New York City. And I just can't believe it's happening, but I'll always support him. He's done nothing wrong.
And by the way, I would argue that this strategy of highlighting people like Marjorie Taylor Greene is working. Americans are recognizing what the GOP has become as it continues to embrace and empower the extremists within their ranks. Remember, Republicans spent the entire lead up to midterms pretending that they were going to be champions of lowering inflation and reducing gas prices. And now that they have power, have they spent one single solitary minute on inflation or gas prices? Or have they focused every bit of energy on protecting Donald Trump and opening investigations into those prosecuting Donald Trump? This is a party that very famously has no platform. They exist to serve not their constituents, but the indicted criminal defendant whose entire identity is wrapped up in his insistence on committing crimes. It is a cult of personality and nothing more. So the next time that Republicans claim to stand for states' rights or fiscal responsibility or family values or the police or the military, just know that that is empty rhetoric, because the one and only thing that they're interested in promoting is Donald Trump and his MAGA agenda, rife with desperate, baseless accusations that anyone they don't like is a pedophile or a murderer. These are not serious people, and this is not a serious political party. But let's face it, when you elect clowns, expect a circus. Before you go, a quick announcement. I've started a Spanish YouTube channel. Democrats desperately need to be able to appeal to Spanish-speaking audiences, so this is me doing my part. To help that channel get going in the algorithm so that we can finally start spreading our progressive message and breaking the conservative stranglehold on Spanish-speaking media, please subscribe and watch a few videos. The link to that channel, called Brian Tyler Cohen Espanol, is right here on this screen. And of course, to see more of my content in English, make sure to subscribe to this channel as well. The link is also right here on this screen. Thanks so much for watching.